Yo, 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 new day, new do. I finally got my controllers to work while, not wired, just wireless, that's a word. It's vibrating a lot more now, but I don't really know if it's better. This is just my first impressions right now. I connected it wirelessly like a couple seconds ago. So, it's probably just gonna, disconnect at some point, and I'm gonna have an excuse to die. I haven't had an excuse other than skill issue the last couple of times, so that's, gotta fix that, gotta actually have an excuse when I die to zero. But anyway, yeah, I've been straight up binging some fucking Samurai Champloo, or otherwise known as Samurai Shampoo. That's gonna be how I'm referring to it from now on. Samurai Shampoo is, I think, some sort of like a 90s maybe anime, early 2000s. It has that fucking immaculate vibe of just early 2000s, late 90s. At least the style. Then we get to the music. Oh my god, the music is so fucking good. I cannot even. This is such a bad run. But just the music in general is very, you can see that this is made to be aired in like early 2000s America, right? But it's still, it fits the vibe of everything going on. God damn it, could you not? Why am I struggling to fucking Garage Mother? Christ almighty. But yeah, I'm like halfway into the show, and things have finally started. I don't know, I'm still trying to develop my actual feelings about the show right now, because the thing is, like, about to episode 12, I would say it's like a 26 or 28 episodes or something. So about halfway through, it was just like completely like slice of life, just three quote unquote friends going on an adventure. That's a very bad way of explaining it, but it's just like their journey to they're going to find a samurai that smells like sunflowers. That is very vague, and yes, it is meant to be very vague. We still don't really have a solid clue on who this guy is, and the girl who we're traveling with won't fucking tell us anything other than that. But it's kind of revealed that it's not revealed what their connections are to this girl we're traveling with, but that's basically okay. So the premise thing, the whole premise of the show is that we meet two guys, right? We meet two guys that have they've heard some legends about each other. They're like two strong swordsmen, and they are at each other's throats from fucking second one of the show, right? And then there's a bartender, girl, a waiter, a lady, and then they end up, these two fuckers, they end up essentially burning the whole fucking bar down. So therefore, this girl now has an excuse to not be at the restaurant anymore, and because there are, now she lost her job because of these two fuckers that are at each other's throat constantly. I still don't really know what their shtick is. I guess that's the thing with this show, is that you don't really get told anything. You just get shown a bunch of shit. And I don't know, I like that. Like, you don't specifically get told how they act and how they, what their motivations are and shit. You just get to, piece it together over this entire story, which is pretty goated, if I do say so myself. I just jumped straight into that one. That was my own fault. but it's only now in the second half that we're beginning to actually get some, you know, proper backstory on these people. And that's why I'm making this right now, because I was thinking that, okay, this entire fucking show, the latest episode I watched, this entire show is gonna be flipped on its head. It's gonna, I was feeling that kind of like, that kind of vibe that I only get from very specific anime when I watch them. That like the first half is just like kind of slice of life-ish and not real. It's very episodic, right? They're just traveling from town to town and, you know, fucking just doing whatever the fuck they come across. And then there comes a certain episode, and then the rest of the show is just so fucking dark and good. I mean, the episode itself was fucking great. Okay, let's just talk about the slice of life first, because I need to think about that before I think of this. God damn it. But yeah, essentially, we just follow them around. First off, they go to some city. I can't remember what city, but they're just traveling, and they need to find again the samurai who smells of sunflowers. Again, very vague. Nobody knows the connection. Nobody knows why we need to find this guy. Nobody knows who he is, and nobody knows where he is. We're just going off a hunch. But we, of course, only get told that way later. That, yeah, this girl actually has no idea where the samurai is. So, yeah, I just realized we don't know basically anything about this fucking girl that we're traveling with. Her mom died at some point due to something, and that is basically all we know. I'm expecting, we're kind of getting to the backstory part of the story right now. We just got the backstory of Mugen, aka okay, so there's, goddamn, I have to explain everything. Why can't you just go watch the show? There's probably a spoiler warning, I guess. Damn it. Fucking scratch my neck. So yeah, we have the first guy, the two guys scuffling at the bar, right? One of them is Mugen, the homeless-looking one, and I am about to die. The homeless-looking guy, the red guy. There's of course the mandatory color schemes of one is blue, one is red. So we have the red, homeless, really scruffy-looking guy, who is just. He's just the fucking embodiment of just thinking on your feet and just, you know, doing what the fuck ever comes up with, like, whatever goofy plan he comes up with to win fights. And he is no stranger to, like, underhanded tactics. We see it in one episode, for example, where they go around, they have, like, a local town killer. I think his name was just the Street Killer. What a gangster fucking name, right? And essentially, he was just going around challenging strong swordsmen. And then they meet Mugen and Jin. Mostly Mugen. Jin was off doing something else that I can't remember what it was. But Mugen, he challenges Mugen, right? Because he's a strong swordsman guy. What do you expect, right? Then they have a little scuffle, and then they get caught, and then, you know, if they get caught, they can't fucking fight. So of course they reconvene in 1 month, which is, I don't know, it feels kind of weird that there are all these time skips that we just don't get to see, but I guess it makes sense because they're just like on the road traveling. But especially here, when they're in this one specific city, this one specific town, that there's just like a month time skip where nothing substantial really happens. He just trains. Mugen just trains. Which is, first of all, it's weird to see him actually train for something, but it makes sense because it's a fight that he's not certain he can win this fucking fight. And because of their little fucking scuffle that he had with the street killer, he basically, like, I guess reverse engineered the strategies the street killer used. The street killer being some guy who studied in, like, China or something, and found this great new fucking strat of just not really... Yeah, he still uses swords, but he uses mainly his hands to do damage. And Mugen just, like, kind of reversed engineered the whole fucking thing and used it on him from that little fucking scuffle that they had, which is very fucking impressive. Again, just shows how great he is at just thinking on his feet. And yeah, also he is very fucking he's very good at using underhanded fucking strats, because the fight essentially ends with him just sitting there in the fucking riverbed at the, like, at a bridge pole, just, like, laying there almost dead. But of course he faked the whole fucking thing and just lured the guy in, like, close enough so that he could use his little dagger sword and finish him off. Which, you know, it feels cheap, but I really like it because it fits perfectly with who fucking Mugen is. But I'm also, that makes me afraid of the final fight, because it's very built up that the final fight in the entire show is gonna be Mugen versus Jin. Jin, I just realized I haven't explained, Jin is the blue guy, he's the other protagonist. The more sophisticated, strategized guy who wears glasses, because that's what glasses are for, is to show that you are smart. He's not that smart, he's just smarter than Mugen, I guess. He's also way more, like, you know, fucking calm and collected, and doesn't really say much unless it's, you know, actually really needed. I would really like to know more about the guy, because there was, again, we only get, like, little fucking sneak peeks of their past. For Mugen, we got absolutely nothing before the last episode I just got off watching. But we got some hints for Jin's past, in that he apparently killed his old master, and therefore all the other students in the dojo that he was a part of, they're after him. It's like a countrywide manhunt for Jin, aka they're just looking for a samurai with glasses. And therefore there are some fucking stupid guys who just wear fake glasses in hopes of getting a good challenge, because they're just, you know, that's apparently the samurai way, is to, like, you know, fucking challenge strong guys you meet on the road and just... Uh-oh, that was... I had so much time to react and I just didn't. Damn. I don't know why, it feels so much better playing with this, like, vibration in the controller. It's making me actually aware of what I'm doing. Like, I can feel each dash, whereas before I wasn't even sure if I dashed right. Also because my controller was fucking ass, but I don't know what's about it, but each time I hit something, like, I have a way better perception of what I'm actually doing. Which is weird to say, like, 600 something days into this run. But yeah. But yeah, that's essentially all we get for Jin. I really fucking like Jin, and I would like to know much more about him. And I know that's probably gonna be relevant at some other point. But the more I talk about this, the more I realize that I would like to know even more about Fu, aka the girl we're traveling with, the fucking bartender girl, who needs to find this samurai guy, because we know nothing about her, nothing about the samurai, nothing about like where she comes from, why she needs to find this samurai. I would actually just like to know more about the samurai guy, because we've only gotten one hint of something substantial from just like another random side quest they were on, just like some random episode. They were essentially they go to an eating contest and they lose to a big fucking mountain of a European guy, and this European guy, he like, you know, he gets their sword. They're fucking broke. That's the premise of most of the episodes, is that they're hungry and broke. I mean, relatable though. But this time they enter an eating contest, and instead of like an entry fee, they still pay the entry fee, but they pay it with their swords, with Jean's swords. And to get them back from this mountain man who won the contest, they have to essentially just escort him around and watch him, just show him around Japan. And by Japan, I mean this one singular city that they're in. And they fucking do that, and just at the end of it, first of all, there's this fucking soundtrack that I've heard a gazillion times on TikTok that is just chilling in the background here for some reason. I don't know, I've been directed way too much lately to, like, the original places of songs. I also know that both Undertale and Persona have a lot of, like, soundtracks that just became popular because of TikTok. And it's weird that I know this, and it's weird that it's the exact games and shows that I'm interested in watching. Also, what's it called? Serial Experiments Lane also has one. I think it's the intro for that. I also need to watch. But again, that's just like... Again, the problem of of starting another show and just like not finishing it, I have a bad habit of that. But essentially, I don't know, the music in general in Samurai Champloo, in Samurai Champloo is fucking great. It just has a certain vibe, and you know, when this came on, you know that, okay, you need to actually fucking pay attention, because something somewhat important at least is about to happen. And it was, because, you know, it wasn't just this guy actually had some fucking info. They just randomly ask him, like, or he randomly asks them, like, oh, what are you guys even up to, like, just before they depart. And they reveal that, okay, they're after this guy, this samurai who smells of sunflowers, and if you've heard of him, no, of course you fucking haven't. It's a samurai who smells of sunflowers. Why would have you heard of him? But anyway, they go and or Fu, the girl, goes and shows a little skull thingy she has hanging off her blade. And says that I got this from the samurai, so apparently it's a guy she knows, maybe. I assume so. But ugh. But that's the first clue we ever get, is that, okay, this guy has some sort of, like, skull pendant or something going on. And this European guy, apparently, like, a plot twist, he was some sort of foreign, like, affairs minister or something, of transport, something like that. He was some important guy, right? And he apparently knew, knew what it meant. I don't know what... I need to go back and see if there's actually anything substantial about that. I don't think there was. I don't know, but essentially he tells us to, like, go to Nagasaki, which is a far ways away. I can't remember the fucking names of Japan, even though I'm going traveling there for like a month and a half. I should know these things. But I don't. But they need to go to Nagasaki, aka really far away, to find more of these skulls. He didn't really seem to want to say what the skulls were. Apparently Fu, the girl, didn't know either. But yeah, I don't know, man. We're going to Nagasaki now, and I don't really know. I suppose there's gonna be something. I have nothing to go off of. Like, what am I gonna expect? I'm expecting to get some sort of backstory, but that's like a given. Of course, it's one of our main characters. I also want some backstory for Jean, and of course, it feels like a season 2 that just started. We just got some backstory from Mugen too. Mugen, it's weird because I feel like this had the potential to actually, okay, spoiler alert, for episode like 13 or something, in case you're this far in and still want to watch this, not being spoiled, but essentially, Mugen meets some guys from his past, right, and it's revealed that his past is kind of fucked up, and he has essentially been raised on, like, as a criminal, like, in hell, as he says himself. Like, this is essentially hell, and then he gets caught, he gets set up by some of his friends that are just fucking power hungry and greedy. And he's set to be executed because they were attacking like a government ship and they failed miserably. But no, he just says, no, I'm not gonna fucking do that. I'm just gonna throw myself off the cliff so you don't have to help me into the grave. You have done enough in life for me. AKA, you're fucking... it's... I don't know what I was about to say, but anyway, we catch up with his past, and what happens in the present is essentially the exact same thing. Like, we meet the guy, the band leader of, like, whatever local gang he was in, and I should have jumped, goddamn. I should have jumped, goddamn. I always forget that I have a dive. Hopefully now that I'm not speedrunning that much anymore, I can smell smoke outside. I don't know why. All my downstairs neighbors, every time I do these fucking runs, they apparently need to go for a smoke. God damn, that was way past him. What are you talking about? But yeah, what happens in the present is essentially a mirror of what happens in the past, because Mugen, he just on a whim meets these guys again. One of them, you know, it's essentially two main guys he meets. One of them being a girl that clearly has a crush on him. And just, she wants to travel with him. She wants to be free of her brother. Her brother being this gang leader guy who set Mugen up in the first place, like in the backstory, and is now currently setting him up again to fail miserably. Another government ship is escorting, like, I think 60,000 Rio, which I don't know how to convert that, but that's a lot of fucking money. But seeing as it's a government ship, you know, a lot of prep has to go into this. So they have to attack at night, and they have to have the other guys' guards down, and they have to, it also has to rain, so they have an excuse to get the cargo, aka them hiding in barrels, onto the ship before they get suspicious, and, you know, everything like that. But it turns out that Mugen, he was set up once again. because this guy, I forgot his name, but the Big Brother guy, he just wanted to, like, I don't know, fucking watch Mugen crash and burn, I guess. He wanted to just use him as, like, cannon fodder. Like, distract the government guy. How could you jump that long? Damn. Distract the government agent guys so that they can actually, you know, fucking kill the rest of them and escape. Great, okay. Why? Okay, I can heal here. But essentially, Mugen has a fake out death scene, I want to call it, because that's what it is. He basically got a death scene, being exploded by a fucking explosive barrel. That was a fucking terrible collector fight, by the way. And it's just weird seeing, like, this fake out death, because it had the potential to actually kill off Mugen, but they didn't, and they, like, basically half the episode was just, like, a very eerie song, I want to call it, just, like, you know how you die, you go and, like, your brain shows you the memories of your past and, you know, shit like that, and that's used as a trope. That's what they did. But they didn't actually kill him. He's on the brink of death right now, and it's very clear, but I just started the next episode, and I'm kind of scared that they are just gonna go continue their adventure. Because that's what the intro seems like, and there's gonna be nothing is gonna be mentioned of that, because that's what has happened all the other times, like, some sort of great hook, and they just leave it, and go on to the next town. And that's, like, both what I hate and love about this show. And it's weird having that dynamic, but I guess I'm just gonna have to watch the rest to, like, see if anything comes of this. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I really like the show so far, but it has potential to do way more than it does. And that's essentially my stance on this. I'm probably gonna have binged the entire thing for next video, so stay tuned, fellas. Over and out. Later.